As the first light of dawn breaks over the eastern sky, the streets and alleys of Chaoyang in eastern Guangdong are awakened by the thunderous sound of gongs and drums. The grand parade of thousands for the 13th Chaoyang Double Loyalty Culture Festival in 2026 is setting off majestically in the morning glow. This is a millennial covenant of loyalty and righteousness, a living inheritance of Chaoshan folk culture, and a cultural feast gathering a number of intangible cultural heritage items such as Inga dance, flute ensemble music, and lion dance. Under the camera, the long parade that takes 3 hours to watch in full hides the cultural beliefs engraved in the bones of Chaoshan people, and also the endless vitality of China's excellent traditional culture. Amid the sound of gongs and drums, the lion dance troupe leaps out. The golden-scaled lions sometimes climb high to pick the green, sometimes roll on the ground, with agile and lively movements, each implying exorcising evil spirits, bringing good fortune and auspiciousness. Lion dance is an indispensable element in Chaoshan folk customs. Every rise and jump of the lions carries the people's yearning for a better life, and also adds a strong festive atmosphere to this loyalty pilgrimage. In the morning glow, the Inga dance troupe taking the lead instantly ignited the enthusiasm of the entire parade. As a national intangible cultural heritage, Chaoyang Inga dance is known as the Chinese war dance, integrating dance, southern martial arts and opera. In its powerful drum beats lies the iron-blooded character of the soldiers of Suiyang. In this parade, 17 Inga dance troupes performed on the same stage. The black and red facial paintings outline the heroic spirit, and the short mallets collide and strike in the dancers' hands. The steady steps of the horse-riding squat stance step out the momentum of thousands of troops and horses. The slow-tempo Inga dance is dignified and simple, the medium-tempo one is natural and unrestrained, and the fast-tempo one is as fast as lightning. Shi Qian's crouching steps shuttle nimbly, Song Jiang's command flag waves powerfully, and the dance formation of the 36 heavenly spirits and 72 earthly fiends changes unpredictably, as if perfectly integrating the heroic pride of Water Margin with the loyal blood of the Battle of Suiyang. What's more, the female Inga dance troupes are no less inferior to men. Their neat mallet skills and firm eyes break the gender boundary of traditional folk customs, making the heroic spirit of Inga dance bloom with a unique glow in the new era. Every rise and fall of the mallets is a tribute to the spirit of loyalty and righteousness. Every leap and turn is the inheritance of the heroic spirit by Chaoshan people. The roar of Chaozhou grand gongs and drums pushes the atmosphere of the parade to another climax. As a representative of Chaoshan folk music, Chaozhou grand gongs and drums is famous for its powerful rhythm and magnificent momentum. The drum beats are like rolling thunder, the gong sounds are like resonating bells, and the high-pitched swona pierces the sky, all revealing the boldness and enthusiasm of Chaoshan people. The Chaoyang Double Loyalty Culture Festival can be called the pinnacle of Chaoshan folk culture. Why can the Chaoyang Double Loyalty God Parade attract tens of thousands of participants and become one of the largest folk activities in Chaoshan? Why do Chaoyang people hold such great reverence for the Tang Dynasty heroes Zhang Sun and Su Yuan? The rooting of double loyalty belief in Chaoyang began with a legendary story of incense division. According to records, During the Xining period of the Northern Song Dynasty, 1068 to 1077, Zhong Ying, a military officer in Chaoyang, was ordered to go to the capital. Passing through the Double Loyalty Temple in Suiyang, Hunan, he dreamed of a divine revelation at night, received 12 statues and copper rollers, and then escorted them back to Dongshan in Chaoyang to build a temple for worship. The imperial court granted it the name Lingwei Temple, marking the official landing of the loyal and martyred worship originating from the central plains in the border area of Lingnan. Since then, the images and functions of these two Tang dynasty heroes, who had no geographical connection with Chaoyang, have been constantly reshaped and strengthened in the local historical crises. At the end of the Southern Song dynasty, when Tianxiang went to Chaoyang to support the court, personally visited the Double Loyalty Temple, and inscribed the Ci poem Qinyuanqin with his sword, praising Zhang Sun scolded the bandits, Su Yuan loved the monarch, leaving a reputation that will last forever. The worship of this national hero greatly elevated the loyalty of the Double Loyalty Lords. During the Jiajing period of the Ming Dynasty, Japanese pirates invaded, and Chaoyang City was in danger. The townsfolk welcomed the statues from Dongshan into the city for protection and built the Double Loyalty Temporary Shrine. Since then, the Double Loyalty Lords have been endowed with the function of a patron saint to protect the territory and comfort the people. Lan Dingyuan in the Qing dynasty recorded that at that time, incense burned all over Mianyang, and there were temples in every remote village. After the Song, Yuan, Ming, and Qing dynasties, the Double Loyalty Lords completed the perfect transformation from national loyal ministers to local patron saints, and their belief was deeply embedded in the social fabric of Chaoyang. Chaoshan culture is known as the Zolu on the seaside, with Confucian ethics as its core. In the value order of loyalty, filial piety, and righteousness of Chaoshan people, loyalty ranks first. This kind of loyalty is not blind loyalty, but sublimated into loyalty and responsibility to the country and nation and to the people's livelihood. Zhang Sun and Su Yuan defended Suiyang to the death for 10 months during the Angshi Rebellion, defending one city to protect the whole country, and finally died heroically when food and reinforcements were exhausted. Their deeds are the ultimate embodiment of the spirit of loyalty and righteousness. This spirit is deeply consistent with the historical situation and psychological needs of the Chaoshan ethnic group. Historically, the Chaoshan area was located in the borderland, frequently harassed by bandits and pirates. An immigrant society needed a strong spiritual bond and protective force even more. The legend that the Double Loyalty Lords protected Suiyang in life and Chaoyang in death is exactly the projection of this psychological need. They transformed the great loyalty to the country and nation into the blessing to their hometown, becoming a spiritual banner to unite the people and resist foreign aggression. The God Parade, known as Ing Leoi in Chaoshan, is one of the most important public rituals in Chaoshan society. The Double Loyalty Parade is the peak of its scale and standard. This activity is far more than simply carrying statues around the streets. It is a highly organized community mobilization with full participation. The activity is jointly planned and organized by the four major councils: Double Loyalty Temporary Shrine, Tower Hall, Double Loyalty Temple, Longjing Double Loyalty Temporary Shrine, and Lingdong Ancient Temple. Each community, clan, and association needs to send their own teams, such as Inga teams, gong and drum teams, and standard flag teams, to participate. The preparation process lasts for several months, involving fundraising, personnel training, prop production, route coordination, etc., which is itself a great exercise of the community's cooperation ability. On the day of the activity, the streets are crowded with people. Overseas Chaoshan villagers return to their hometown one after another, and hundreds of God-receiving sheds are built by the merchants and residents along the street. The parade route covers the main roads of the whole city, with a total length of about 18 kilometers, like a flowing cultural blood vessel, connecting the whole city into an emotional community. Through the common belief and grand ceremony, the individual's identity is strengthened, the community's boundaries are confirmed, and the internal cohesion is unprecedentedly improved. Chaoyang flute ensemble music, simple and elegant, is known as the legacy of the Southern Song dynasty, adding a solemn background to the grand ceremony. Chaozhou grand gongs and drums, lion dances, standard flags, cloth horse dance and other folk art forms gather together, colorful and lively. This grand feast is not only a tribute to the gods, but also the ultimate display and proud expression of Chaoyang people's own cultural traditions. In the sonorous gongs and drums and vigorous dances, the pressure of daily life is released, and the group's sense of honor and cultural confidence are strongly inspired. For many Chaoshan people struggling outside their hometown, this annual grand event is their deepest emotional bond and cultural umbilical cord with their hometown. Before the power of Inga dance fades away, the simple and lingering melody of flute ensemble music flows slowly. As a unique, intangible cultural heritage treasure of Chaoyang, flute ensemble music originated from the court elegant music of the Song dynasty, and after thousands of years of evolution, it has integrated the characteristics of Chaoshan folk customs, becoming a cultural link connecting the past and the present. The clear and crisp sound of bamboo flutes, the gentle sound of gushings, and the steady sound of gongs and drums interweave into melodious movements, creating an elegant space in the noisy parade scene. In the music, there is both the solemn and desolate mood of the Battle of Suiyang and the beautiful original aspiration of Chaoshan people for a peaceful and prosperous country and good weather for the crops. 9 flute ensemble music troupes accompanied the parade, and the ancient melody echoed in the streets and alleys of Chaoyang. The elegant thoughts of literati in the Song and Yuan dynasties are thus passed down from generation to generation in the fingertips of inheritors of intangible cultural heritage. In sharp contrast to the ruggedness of Inga dance, flute ensemble music adds a poetic touch to this loyalty pilgrimage with its soft tune, allowing everyone present to feel the combination of hardness and softness in Chaoshan culture in the melody. The women's and girls' flower basket team is an elegant, indispensable highlight in Chaozhou's Grand Ing Leoi, God Parade, folk ritual, held annually in the first lunar month. Composed of neatly selected young girls and unmarried women, team members wear exquisitely embroidered Chaoshan-style blouses and traditional hair accessories, shouldering bamboo poles strung with 2 delicate baskets brimming with fresh flowers, fruits and ritual pastries as tributes to the deities. The appearance of cloth horse dance adds a touch of childlike fun and vividness to the parade. As a traditional folk dance of Chaoshan, cloth horse dance uses bamboo strips as a frame and colored cloth to make horse shapes. Dancers ride on cloth horses, hold horsewhips, imitate the galloping posture of steed with light steps and vivid shapes. Dressed in bright costumes, children ride cloth horses and shuttle through the team. The crisp laughter interweaves with the melodious music, becoming the most healing scene in the parade. Cloth horse dance not only shows the exquisite conception of Chaoshan folk art, but also realizes the intergenerational inheritance of intangible cultural heritage through children's participation, allowing the spirit of loyalty and righteousness and folk culture to take root quietly in the next generation. From early morning to noon, the grand parade marches through the streets and alleys of Chaoyang. The 16-kilometer journey attracts tens of thousands of people to stop and watch. The grand occasion of the whole town turning out is the best interpretation of Chaoshan people's cultural beliefs. This parade is not only a folk carnival, but also a mobile museum of intangible cultural heritage, where a number of intangible cultural heritage items such as Inga dance, flute ensemble music, Chaozhou grand gongs and drums, Ing banner parading and cloth horse dance gather, integrate and thrive together. Elder artists stick to the inherited skills, young people join the team with enthusiasm, and children feel the charm of culture in laughter and joy. Behind the full participation of the whole people is the best practice of the living inheritance of Chaoshan culture. The significance of the Double Loyalty Culture Festival has long transcended a folk activity. With loyalty and righteousness as its soul and intangible cultural heritage as its form, it connects many folk arts of Chaoyang into an organic cultural ecosystem. Here, belief is the core, intangible cultural heritage is the carrier, parade is the form, and inheritance is the vein. The holding of each session of the Double Loyalty Culture Festival forces the inheritance and innovation of intangible cultural heritage skills, allowing ancient skills such as Inga dance and flute ensemble music to be passed down from generation to generation. Every grand occasion of the parade of thousands condenses fellow villagers' friendship and enhances identity, making Chaoshan people feel the cultural warmth of their hometown no matter where they are. More importantly, the spirit of loyal patriotism and harmonious coexistence advocated by the double loyalty belief is highly consistent with the value pursuit of contemporary society, injecting strong cultural motivation into the construction of a harmonious society and the enhancement of national cohesion. As the parade slowly reaches the finish line, the bell of the Double Loyalty Shrine rings and the gongs and drums gradually fade away, but the spirit of loyalty and righteousness will always spread on the land of Chaoyang. The grand parade of thousands at the 13th Chaoyang Double Loyalty Culture Festival in 2026 is a tribute to the millennial loyalty and righteousness, and also an inheritance and promotion of China's excellent traditional culture. Every picture in the camera is a vivid epitome of Chaoshan culture. Every sound of gongs and drums in the ear is the cry of Chinese culture for endless life. On this land known as the Zolu by the sea, the double loyalty spirit has long been integrated into the blood of Chaoshan people, and together with intangible cultural heritage such as Inga dance and flute ensemble music, it has become the most distinctive cultural symbol of Chaoyang. In the parade, the fluttering Ing banners are the most beautiful scenery. Dressed in gorgeous costumes, Chaoshan women hold colorful banners more than 3 meters high and walk in neat steps. The words, eternal loyalty and righteousness, and peace and prosperity for the country and the people on the banners shine brightly in the morning glow. Banner parading is a classic form of Chaoshan folk temple fare and a perfect embodiment of the gentleness and perseverance of Chaoshan women. Walking in the team with elegant postures, they integrate their admiration for the two loyal ministers Zhang Sun and Su Yuan and their love for their hometown into every firm step. These bright colors not only add vivid beauty to the parade, but also break the gender pattern of traditional folk customs, making the inheritance of intangible cultural heritage more in line with the times, and allowing the spirit of loyalty and righteousness to be interpreted by women with a touch of delicacy and firmness. This cultural feast spanning 1,000 years lets us see the strong vitality of Chinese traditional culture, and also makes us feel the innovation and development of intangible cultural heritage in the contemporary era. Loyalty and righteousness last for 1,000 years, and the cultural context is passed down forever. The story of the Chaoyang Double Loyalty Culture Festival continues. The inheritance of China's excellent traditional culture is always on the way. And the grand occasion of this parade of thousands will eventually become a memory engraved in time and an eternal cultural pride in the hearts of Chaoshan people.